Hey guys, Subunni here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm a Celestial support main and I recently attempted and finished my unranked GM with Torch, finishing in 7.8 in-game hours and with a 91% win rate. Plus, I'm almost Lord in proficiency. Throughout the journey, I picked up a lot of knowledge and I'm here to share them with you. We're going to go over all of Torch's abilities and limitations, the team-ups, and end with tips and playstyle. If you want to see more in-game content, I stream Marvel Rivals on my Twitch almost every day, so I'll see you there. Torch is a close to mid-range damage hero. He excels at area denial by controlling objectives and choke points with his AoE fire attacks. He also has a free flight advantage, allowing him superior positioning and attack angles. Let's start off with the Human Torch's abilities overview. Feel free to pause to read. His first ability is his primary fire, which is called Fire Cluster. It's a burst projectile that launches a spitting cluster of fireballs, highly effective mid to close range like a shotgun, and he has 6 shots max. It regens from empty to full in just 2 seconds, or 1 regens with every headshot. If you find yourself at 0 to 1 clusters, you can continue firing due to its constant regen, but you'll find the fire rate slightly slows. Its limitation is that it has a slow projectile speed, so Fire Cluster is less effective at a long range, but can still do the job if you're trying to get the last hit. Fall-off begins at 15 meters, decreasing to 60% at 40 meters. Next is his secondary fire, Blazing Blast. It deploys a small AoE fire zone that deals 25 damage per second. It says the max is 3 active at once, but you can get a cheeky 4th or even 5th one in there active at the same time if you spam them down fast enough. 1 regenerates in 3 seconds, and each field lasts 6 seconds. Direct hits deal the highest damage, of course, at 40. The next ability is Pyro Prison. A wall will activate when 2 Blazing Blasts are within range, forming firewalls that damage enemies crossing them. If you create a shape with 3+ Blazing Blasts like triangles or rectangles, etc. within its 40-meter link distance, enemies inside the Pyro Prison shape are dealt with a continuous 50 per second burn damage that can also be strengthened with a damage boost. Here are some of the limitations. The firewalls only form if Blazing Blasts are on the same elevation, so they can't be on stairs. And constant AoE damage won't work if any of the walls are disrupted, but it will still damage if enemies were to walk through, just like if you were to put down a normal 2 Blazing Blast wall. So don't be surprised if you don't hear the damage ticks. Non-disruption is the only way you'll get the continuous AoE damage. His movement ability is called Plasma Body, and it increases his flight speed significantly. It does have a gauge that regens within 5 seconds when it does run out, and this cannot be used while attacking or deploying abilities. Flaming Meteor is a quick dive attack that deals 40 damage and knocks back enemies. You can detonate Blazing Blast with this ability, dealing extra damage. And for his ultimate, Supernova. Activating his ultimate gives you a 30% damage reduction, and it triggers a fire explosion with a wave damage of 70, and it affects all enemies nearby. In your ult, your Blazing Blasts turn into Flame Tornadoes with significantly increased damage output from 25 to 100. The entire ult lasts 8 seconds by itself.
Oh, ult combo time?
The entire Fantastic Four family have a team up together with Invisible Woman as the anchor. United Siblings grants the family damage reduction and turns 100% of the incoming damage into bonus health for 5 seconds when activated. When both ultimates are active, Torch's Flame Tornadoes from a Supernova can turn Storm's Omega Hurricane into a Burning Hurricane. The team-up extends the length of Storm's Hurricane up to 12 seconds if she continuously moves through Torch's tornadoes, and with that, the Flame Tornadoes caught by Storm's Hurricane will grow in size and has increased damage from 100 to 110. So make sure to be working with Storm's ult to get the most out of the team-up, and you may just see yourself burning through a Luna ult. Just keep going for the Luna. Just keep going for it. Yeah, there we go.
Healers.
What? Tip number 1. When attacking at any range, I like to cycle between his primary and secondary, fire clusters plus Blazing Blast to get as much damage out on the field as possible. At times I'll press in between to Pyro Prison to see what type of damage I can deal at the time. Tip number 2. Torch actually has a one-shot / animation cancel ability. On 250 targets, use Fire Cluster into a Blazing Blast straight into a Flaming Meteor to trigger the animation cancel. Unfortunately, on 275 HP targets, I recommend using 2 Blazing Blasts before slamming down onto the target.
The next tips are for your Flaming Meteor. You technically have 3 ways to use this ability, or 6 if you count the subcategories of the third one: damage, retreat, and boop. The first one is obvious, either land on Blazing Blast to detonate the most damage, or use it as a finisher. Sometimes Torch's Plasma Body isn't fast enough to get him out of sticky situations. I like to use Flaming Meteor as a quick escape to my supports or to a hiding spot. The boop has essentially 3 uses, and the first one is booping away an enemy to save your teammates. You can also boop an enemy in any direction into more damage. And the last one is you can boop an enemy off of the point. The next tip is for the continuous damage Pyro Prison. To me, it's more situational, or when do I have time to set a good one up? When these chances arise, I like making them as big as possible, on objective points and chokes especially, to deny entry and make your enemies position badly. Of course there's going to be a spawn trick. There's no reason not to do this, but setting up a Pyro Prison at the enemy spawn can help you get some ult charge boost right at the start of the game. You can also spam your Blazing Blast right at the front of their door and then Flaming Meteor into the enemies that spawn as soon as they come out to get a kill or 2. This trick is the riskiest, so attempt at your own risk and make sure you have support or help to get you out. The last tip is for using his ult. I like to start with spamming Blazing Blast and then Flaming Meteor to put out as much damage as possible, then press Q. When ulting without a storm, I like to spam my right clicks onto the moving targets to follow them with my damage if I'm not trying to block off any entry or exit points. There are 2 ways you can play Torch, flanking or playing with your team. Personally, I like playing with my team more, but there are specific maps that have some great flanking spots, especially when you can go outside and around the map since you're a flyer. If you plan on flanking, I advise you to focus on one-shot comboing a squishy, then backing off slightly. At the start of matches and when your team's numbers are positive is when I would try a flank. Always have your Flaming Meteor ready for a retreat if you failed on getting your target's health bar low with your other abilities, or if you see enemies that you know you can't take on. When playing with a team, walls are your best friend. Always find some sort of cover to peek in and out from to take less damage from the opponent. Play with hide if you can to make yourself less predictable when popping out, since you're a flyer. If you're in the open, plasma body and spam left and right while repositioning. Remember, you're more useful to the team alive than you are back at spawn 24/7. So only make aggressive plays when your team is positive in numbers or when a team fight has been initiated. Well, there you have it, guys. That's everything I've learned from playing Human Torch. We've gone through his abilities and limitations, team-ups, and we also talked about his tips and playstyles. Now, knowing pretty much everything about him, I hope you're ready to master him in no time too. I'm so excited to continue my journey on improving with Torch, and honestly I believe you guys are going to have the best time playing him. Again, be sure to come say hi to me on Twitch for some more Torch content, and let me know your thoughts on Torch below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe so I can see you in the next one. Bye!